the misty mountains cold.
Is this that Hobbit shit?
Hello, and welcome to That Hobbit Shit. I'm Corey.
And I'm Mike.
Hello, Mike.
Hello.
What what chapter are we doing today, Mike?
Oh, Corey, this episode we're discussing chapter 20, titled Gimli Goes to Horny Jail.
We're getting better and better at these titles, aren't we?
I don't know. Or words.
We either peaked or just bottomed out. I'm not sure which.
Yeah.
Please tell us about it, Mike.
Okay, so this chapter starts with the party being invited for some more mental probing from Galadriel. Celeborn laid it on pretty heavy while Galadriel did her creepy staring thing. Boromir and Aragorn continued to squabble, this time about where they should go after leaving Lothlórien. And Celeborn cut them off with, boys, you don't have to decide now. You have days of boating ahead. Everyone was kind of like, boating, huh? And Celeborn said he was gifting them 3 boats. Everyone but Sam was very pumped. They could boat all the way to wherever they were going. With this in mind, everyone headed off to bed. Since it was the last chance for a summer party, Legolas joined them, and they all got some good debating done over whether they should go to Mordor or Minas Tirith. Most of the party wanted to go to Minas Tirith, Corey.
Oh, yeah.
Except for Aragorn was undecided. And Frodo was strangely quiet about the whole affair. Boromir made one last push for Minas Tirith, and in doing so, he had a bit of a Freudian slip about throwing away such a weapon. But somehow only Frodo noticed.
Huh, how about that?
Yeah. Everyone kind of passed out as they played their slumber party games. The next morning, some of the less uppity elves came to say goodbye. They brought food for the journey. Gimli immediately ate a whole cake, and the elves started laughing in disbelief. You see, Corey, that cake was lambas bread, an elvish traveling food, and Gimli had eaten an entire day's worth. The elves then gave everyone a magic cloak, and after making some quick alterations for the expanding Augustus Gimli. Are these magic cloaks? Asked Pippin. That depends on your definition of magic, replied the elves. Everyone but Sam was pumped.
Oh, yeah, Sam hates elvish magic.
Yeah, he doesn't like it. After another meal, Haldor showed up to see the boys off. He took them on a short 10-mile walk to the river, and the elves sang incessantly the entire time. At the river, 3 boats had been prepared. They were loaded with all of the party's gear and several lengths of rope. Only Sam was pumped.
Nice.
Sam delayed getting into the boats by talking about ropery with the elves, as everyone else was loading all of the gear. Finally, after many days in Lothlórien, they were on their way down the river. But wait, there's a giant swan blocking the river. What? No, that's a ship. The lady's boat. She's riding a giant swan.
The lady's boat. Sorry.
That's how it's described. She held aloft a harp and sang a song about her awesome swan ship. The hobbits were excited because it was time for second feasties. They all ate, and Celeborn laid it on again. He told them about the lands that lay ahead and how shitty they were in comparison to Lothlórien. After Galadriel had heard enough, she presented the cup of farewell and had everyone drink from it. Like most Galadriel shit, it got pretty weird. And everyone stood around awkwardly waiting for her to invade their minds again. She does that a lot, doesn't she?
Yes.
Instead of mentally probing them, she asked them to sit. It was time for presents. Giving Boromir a dirty look, Galadriel presented a gift to the leader of the party, Aragorn, She gave him a beautiful sheath for his legendary sword.
I feel like I know where this is going.
Despite some veiled remarks Aragorn made about her granddaughter, Galadriel also presented him with a silver brooch passed down by the women of her house. Next came Boromir, Merry, and Pippin. They each got a snazzy belt. Legolas received a brand new bow strung with elven hair. Ew. Sam got himself a little snuff box of dirt from Galadriel's own garden. I'm not sure what Sam thought he had received, but he turned red from ear to ear and clutched it to his chest. Next came Gimli.
Hey.
Galadriel wasn't sure what to give the little guy, so she asked him plainly. Gimli laid the charm on hard and refused a gift. And when Galadriel insisted, the little scoundrel asked for a hair from her head. She plucked 3. Celeborn was pumped. Remember, he's a cuckold.
Of course.
Frodo received an elven flashlight to light the dark places ahead. Finally, it was time to leave again. As the party floated away, Galadriel waved and sang a song of departing. They rounded a river bend, and Gimli could be seen crying as Legolas comforted him quietly. The end.
Good chapter.
Yeah, fairly short chapter, but also long.
Yeah, not a ton happens. I wouldn't say.
They do a lot of eating and a lot of walking.
Yeah, a lot of getting in boats, getting out of boats.
A lot of Galadriel exploring their minds when unspoken results from it.
All in all, the party was happy to leave Lothlórien.
Yeah, I think I don't know if any of them were happy to leave. Probably Boromir was the only one who was happy to leave.
Yes, actually.
Depends on, I don't know about the Hobbit. Maybe Sam. Sam's had a rough go of it.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Sam might have been happy to leave, but not in a boat, I think would be the thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
He wasn't leaving in a way that he approved of.
Should we go on notes before we get too deep into this?
Sure,
I feel like
sure.
we've got some stuff to get off our chest.
I think so. Well, speaking of the boats, I got a little note from Mary to start with. He when the boats came up, he piped up and pointed out that not all hobbits are incompetent at everything, and that he was good at boats.
I have that note too. Who would have thought? Mary's a boatsman.
Yeah, I don't think it will ever come up again, but
No, I guess it makes sense. He lives near the river, and they're thought to be an odd folk, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Because they're not afraid of water as part of it. So
how strange.
Mary really did get played or get done pretty dirty by the movies.
Well, yeah, he's pretty. Yeah, he and Pippin are pretty bumbling. Though to be fair, in the book so far, they've the two of them have not had a lot to do.
No, but no, they haven't. But Mary has been more of an intrepid hobbit. Remember, he was riding a horse. In earlier chapters, and he led them to the forest with a secret key through a secret passage.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And yeah, now he's pumped about the boat.
Yeah, Pippin is the one who was dancing in the grass, like half naked.
Lest we forget.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess my first note is about the Beornings, Corey. The Beornings.
Oh!
Did you catch that?
Yes, but I forgot until your note.
Yeah, their honey cakes were referenced, and I guess Beorn must have no longer been with us. I don't know, but his offspring are about.
They are, yes.
They don't really openly share their honey loaf, but like I guess Gimli's had some.
Well, I guess the dwarves just like can't get their dirty little fingers off those honey cakes.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's probably a legend among them now.
Yeah, probably. Well, actually, that's kind of one of my notes as well, Mike. I wrote Gimli cramming that cram, because cram is a throwback to The Hobbit, and
Yeah.
of course, I can't believe I missed the Bjorn point there.
I can't believe he ate a whole one, knowing like half knowing what it was. He just ate the whole thing, and they just had eaten a feast.
Yeah, I guess he would have known that cram was for traveling, like it's a traveling cake.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, you're right. That is extraordinarily gluttonous.
That's why he's Augustus Gimli. I'm glad you got that reference.
Oh yes, absolutely. I'm just picturing John Rice Davies slowly expanding and turning blue.
Yeah.
Um,
Are we sure he's the son of Gloin or is he the son of Bomber?
he's the illegitimate child of Bomber,
Yeah.
raised by Glow. Oh, okay, hold on. Just gonna quickly type up a fan theory here.
Now we'll be watching for him falling asleep during some pivotal part.
He might actually. I don't remember. We'll look out for Bomber-ish qualities.
Yeah. Just shitting in a barrel.
Well, Mike, you've pointed out to us that several times, I guess, actually, that like shitting is a part of life, and in the magical land of Middle Earth, there have to be places to shit.
Yeah.
They all shat in Moria. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Do you have any more notes, Mike?
Boromir's treatment at the gift giving. I alluded to it.
Is there something wrong with just getting a belt?
I think so. Boy, he was he was down there with Merry and Pippin just getting a belt. I guess his was slightly nicer than theirs, but still, like he probably had a belt. You know, he's got to carry this extra belt now.
He is a prince of Gondor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And a good opportunity for the Lothlórien elves to like, reach out to them.
It was a good opportunity for Lothlórien elves. It was like he was at the kids' table and they gave him like a cracker where everyone else got like a.
It's almost like Galadriel knows.
Elves are I don't know, man.
Well, she did probe him several times.
You know what? Maybe pardon me, maybe we misjudged her. Maybe she probed him several times and caught the odd thought that was like, you know what? I really need a new belt. You just like run things through your mind and you're like, I don't know, maybe I should get more socks next week.
Or she saw him struggling with it after he had shitted.
Shitted. I guess you know what? There's no answer to this particular debate. Was it a good gift? Was it not?
I don't think it was not in comparison to like Aragorn is probably the closest equivalent, maybe Legolas. Maybe Legolas, I don't know, but they both got some pretty snazzy gifts.
Legolas's gift though, I have a brief note about bit of a teaser for the Madam House, so I won't say much, but it was strung with elf hair, as you mentioned, which is quite gross. Elven hair is fucked. That's my teaser.
So. Yeah, you could work as a bowstring.
Yeah, as a bowstring. Kind of the neat thing though, is that like I guess if it ever snapped, he could pluck one of his own hairs and restring his bow.
I suppose, yeah.
That's pretty convenient.
Yeah. If his hair is as strong as that of the Lothlórien elves.
Here's a bit of a side note. So there are obviously elven bowsmiths, right?
Yeah.
Like they make the gold, they make the cloaks, et cetera, et cetera. Obviously, they have to make the bows at some point. So, like, is that part of the ancient artisanal elven art of making bows? Is that like a bowmaster must have beautiful, perfect hair with which to string his bows?
Yeah, I bet it's kind of like a Japanese tea ceremony. How the person who runs it will build their own pottery for their own tea ceremony.
Oh, yes.
Like part of bow making is probably like your morning shower and taking care of your hair and brushing it 1,000 times and
Rubbing it with the oil of the cold pressed Malorn nut.
Yeah, probably. I was gonna say some murdered turtle, but it's probably the mallard nut.
Yeah, there could be some really greasy something in that river that they oil up the bows with. Yeah, that's true. Um, beautiful land, Lothlórien.
They certainly think so.
All of our notes have lined up pretty well so far, Mike.
Yeah, it was a very direct chapter, wasn't it? So it makes sense. I've got one. Ready?
Yes.
In the movie, Sam received some rope, but in the book, he received a little box of dirt.
Oh, his gift of Galadriel in the movie was the rope.
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
because they changed the ending of the movie.
Boy, did they ever.
Yeah, so Sam's dirt wasn't as important.
Wow, they were planning right from the get-go to really throw a wrench in the end of the
Yeah,
story.
it's too bad.
It is too bad, yeah.
Sam's dirt and whatever happened to be in that box of dirt as well.
Yes, it's a very important gift. He has I think at some point he has a box in the movie, but it's just like it's got like salt and pepper in it or something,
Yeah,
or
I
like
think they gave him salt and he put it on the coney.
Oh, good old Sam. Yeah, that's yeah, I'm troubled by that, Mike.
Yeah, and like rope kind of led into some more character development for Sam because apparently old Gaffer wasn't just a renowned racist, but he came from a long line of rope smith.
I'm gonna chuckle quietly, but I'm not gonna say anymore. Lest I ruin sightseeing.
Oh, okay, fine.
Sorry. I gotta keep my lips zipped on this one.
Okay. Do you have any more notes?
Yes, I have okay,
A
kind
big
of
one? Do you have a big one?
it's my biggest. I don't know if I call it a big one, but yes, I have a big one. It's a little bit of an LOL note here for you, bro. I've got a slight against the whole Amazon TV show.
Oh no.
So let me read you this quote. It would be folly to throw away what? The ring of power. And so in this quote of I think it's like the narration, but it's Frodo thinking the ring of power is capitalized. The singular ring of power. Which for me is like the one ring is the ring of power, and they are not rings plural of power because only Sauron desired power, and that was his ring.
Oh, right. Like Galadriel. Do we know she has a ring? Because she has a ring, right? You know that.
Yeah, she said that in the last chapter. She said it was the ring of adamant, which is about like protection and preservation.
Yeah, there's a ring of fire floating around. I can't remember which one of. I know who has
it. Maybe it's Gimli. Who knows?
Yeah, it's probably Gimli who has the ring of fire.
Gimli, son of Bomber, has coincidentally a ring of fire.
Renowned pervert.
If that lembas is like a day's worth of food, like imagine what it's like to pass that. So I lost the thread of my oh yeah, so this is just a funny nitpick about the Amazon show because it's the rings of power, but they're not really, they were never intended to. Anyway, yeah.
Well, we might be backtracking next week. We'll see.
I wrote 6 days to the premiere, but oh yeah, it is 6 days. Oh wow, I was planning when I wrote this, I was thinking about today. So yeah, 6 more days, Mike.
Ooh.
From the time of recording.
Yeah, we'll have to decide which one of us is good cop and which one of us is bad cop when we discuss it.
Maybe we can switch.
Oh, every episode, perfect.
Yeah. We're gonna have you know what? No, never mind. I was gonna say maybe it'll be fantastic and we'll love it.
It might be okay.
It'll probably be okay.
Yeah. So what I was alluding to with the big note is a text you sent me about should I quote you exactly here?
Sure.
I'm gonna have to edit this one, but I want to be accurate. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Yeah, that's fine. I often quote your texts directly, so this is fair.
Da, 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 da. New fan theory: Galadriel is a Hobbit perv.
It ties into the series as well because there's like hobbits in it, and I bet she like bros out with them hard.
Oh, that's probably where she begins her perversions.
Yeah, she's like, what are these?
Hello, what do we have here? So expanding on your angle, which maybe you'll explain where you get that from. Is it her probing of Sam?
It's mostly her probing of Sam, yes.
She does take delight in ruining elves for Sam. She was pretty upset about Gandalf not being around anymore. Do you think it was mainly because she's not able to exchange Hobbit perv notes with him?
Oh my God. Yes. Oh, I love that you have support for this wild, outlandish theory.
Well, other people don't really love Gandalf. Like the elves kind of do in general, I guess. But he would have some real pervy dirt on those hobbits.
Especially traveling with them and observing where they shitted.
Yeah. Perhaps thieving a few pairs of underpants for Gladriel.
News has to make its way to Lothlórien. Like she can't go out and get her own.
No.
I can't believe I'm saying this.
Your theory.
Yeah, it's true. Well, yeah, it was mostly like her it was mostly Sam. It was very Sam centered, this she's a Hobbit perv theory, because like, Frodo's the ring bearer, so he gets sort of like a special pass. But like when they came to look at the mirror, she was like, hey Sam, you want to come too? Yeah. And
dragged him along and then gave him like the thing he want the most in the world, just some of her dirt.
Things grow pretty well here, bro, when you like some of this dirt.
It's funny how embarrassed he got about that too.
So I think she was right. She hit the mark with that one. Oh, this little bastard loves dirt. Again, I can't believe we're having this conversation, but it's great.
I thought he thought that she shit in the box and gave it to him.
That's why he turned red.
Yeah, some dirt from my garden.
Is that what you were alluding to? Oh my God.
I can't wait to open this.
I've said it before. It's all in the text, man.
Yeah.
We're not making any of this up.
Oh boy.
It was not called that Hobbit shit for no reason.
Oh, it was about Sam, wasn't it? All along. It's all been about Sam.
It is all about Sam.
Sam's the key to this.
Yeah, the hero of our story, Sam.
Sam is the key to everything. Boy, we're already pretty punchy. Do we really need to hit the dragon today?
Of course we do.
Okay.
Shall we go? Is that a segue?
I think so, yeah.
But the only food for the brave and true comes from that green dragon.
Welcome to the Green Dragon Inn, our favorite pub that we discuss the beers that we're drinking for this specific chapter. Mike, what do you got?
Corey, I am drinking a beer called Destiny IPA from Fuggles and Warlock.
Just the word Fuggles is great.
Yeah, I think I might have had one of their beers before. I don't know.
I believe so, yes. The name is not unfamiliar to me.
Okay, well, I haven't tried it yet. I just poured it.
Okay, I'll give you a sec.
That's an IPA. It's very
going
fruity.
great.
Wow. Huh. Yeah, not too bitey, but very fruity. Oh, I've got an IBU. I've got an IBU.
Yes. What is it?
62.
Ooh, not bad.
Is that a lot? That's pretty good, right?
Let's see. Our record breaker is. Oh shit. Was it 65?
It might have been.
I keep notes at the bottom of my my Word document here, and I do not have that.
Do you just have one long document for everything?
Correct.
Wow.
Well, like I start the new chapter at the top, like and then just sort of let it go.
Hmm. How many pages is it now?
51. And this is not the same. Like this is just for season 2. This is not the same as my season 1 document.
Oh man. Yeah, I guess that checks out because mine are like 2 pages each.
Yep.
And yeah, this is episode 20. So there you go. This is a really easy drinking beer, especially for an IPA.
I don't know why, but everything you say about a beer is amusing to me.
I don't know.
What are the fruit notes that you're getting, Mike? You said fruits. Are they stone fruits? Are they red fruits?
I don't know. Hey, let me have another sip.
Okay. I'll allow it.
I would say stone fruit, and a little citrusy. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Nice.
Yeah. Let me. Oh. Okay. Check this. Smooth aromas of clementine, peach, and passion fruit contrasted with juicy notes of grapefruit, honeydew, and berries.
Did you not say stone fruit and citrus?
Yeah, I didn't say berries though.
You're still correct.
Or honeydew melon. Wow. The most disappointing of all melons, I would say.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that. Though, like when you do actually get a really nice ripe honeydew, it's out of this world.
I like them a lot, but I always feel like I don't like them as much as I expect to. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, fair enough.
I get all hyped up. It's a big melon, and like, a bit of work to get into it, and then you're just like,
Oh, Jesus. Well, they tend to live on the grocery store fruit platter, and those ones are never ripe.
no.
So
What's the green melon? I don't even know.
that's honeydew.
Oh, what was I thinking of?
Cantaloupe?
Cantaloupe. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking cantaloupe. Wow. Huh, not up on my melons. Not a big melon fan, Corey. Just
Evidently.
thinking watermelon.
Well, watermelon's your crowd pleaser.
Yeah, I feel like it's a pedestrian melon. Corey, what are you drinking?
I'm glad you asked, Mike. So as promised, I have 2 of a beer that was sent to us via the Patreon. Buy us a beer at the Green Dragon section. From Chris. He's got me drinking High Top Hopper Creamsicle Ale from Hop City Brewing. Yes, absolutely, Mike. Okay, so this is my second one that I opened, and I don't know if you've had a lot of creamsicle beers, Mike.
I've looked at them.
Okay, all right. I have a point of comparison because earlier in the summer, and thank God I'm having this today because the summer is nearly over, and this is clearly a summer beer. I had a Flying Monkeys orange creamsicle beer, and by comparison, man, this one is so much better.
Really?
Yeah, the Flying Monkeys one that I had was a crazy high percentage, 11.6%.
What?
And well, yeah, it tasted like the Pop Shop like
Yeah.
booze ones. Yeah, they're really boozy, and it tasted like that. And it was supposed to be an IPA, but it tasted like pop with like vodka in it, if you ask me. Whereas this is fantastic. It's like the vanilla is very forward, and it's very citrus. It genuinely does taste like a creamsicle.
Huh.
It's great, actually. I would recommend to all you folks out there who want a creamsicle beer, go for High Top Hopper.
Now, would there be one around me, or is this an Ontario thing?
Well, it's Hop City. Do you ever get like barking squirrel out your way?
Ooh, sometimes, but rarely.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's that brewery, and I think this is probably a seasonal beer, but
Okay.
Oh, it's Brampton. Oh, and St. John, New Brunswick. Interesting combination of cities.
Yeah.
A little shout out to wasn't it David on the Patreon that wanted us to drink something from New Brunswick and we couldn't find anything?
Right. All right.
Oh, this is great. So anyhow, it's a very good beer. We got 5.6%. I also have an IBU, Mike. But I am weighing in at a meager 35.
Oh, yeah, that's not high at all.
I made a note actually for when we were at the Green Dragon because this had an IBU. And maybe I've said it before, but if you're listening and you know of a beer with an absurdly high IBU, that hobbit shit at gmail.com.
Yeah, especially if we can get it somewhere in Canada.
Yes,
I want to
please.
know. I want to be torn asunder.
We want to be shook.
Yeah, I got a double IPA, but it doesn't have an IBU on it. I feel like these cowards just don't want to tell people.
I feel like IBU is like a dwarven thing, you know? I feel like dwarves really like their IBU. I don't know why.
I could see that.
I feel like they like disgusting beer, Mike. We're done with the Chris, thank you for this beer. And thanks for supporting us on the Patreon. Patreon.com/thathobbitshit.
The Matham House, it was called.
Welcome to the Matham House, where we discuss something that wasn't worth discussing. Corey, what did I inflict you with?
So, Mike, you what you said was you asked me to look into the significance of Gimli asking for Galadriel's hair.
Right. All right.
Yeah, other than perviness.
Yeah.
Maybe I added that part, but
Giving it some legitimacy. Let's go.
yeah, okay. Mike, I'm not going to lie to you and say that this is a long Matham. It seems to be the fate of the Matham House recently that it is not as long-winded as it should be. But anyhow, a big part of this is that there was a historical precedent in the asking of hair. So it seems that Mike, I at the end, I'm going to ask you how much you knew about this. So we'll come back to that. Your laugh is very telling. Okay, so it seems that Fëanor, the elf, the creator of the Silmarils, he wanted a strand of Galadriel's hair to set within the Silmarils, or perhaps that he got the idea to fashion the Silmarils in the first place from the radiance of Galadriel's hair. Because, Mike, Galadriel's hair was said to be both gold and silver. That is, Mike, that her hair holds both sunlight and moonlight. That is, Mike, that her hair holds both the light of both of the trees of Valinor, which were the inspiration for the sun and the moon. Yeah, see where I'm going with this here?
Yeah.
So I have a quote for you from the Unfinished Tales. Quote, "And her hair was held a marvel unmatched. It was golden like the hair of her father and of her foremother, Indus, but richer and more radiant, for its gold was touched by some memory of the star-like silver of her mother. And the Eldar said that the light of the two trees had been snared in her tresses." End quote.
That guy was pretty good with language.
Those tresses. So yeah, and of course it was our boy Fëanor who wanted to preserve the light of the two trees, hence the creation of the Silmarils. So you see how it all comes together. So yeah, he requested a single strand of Galadriel's hair 3 separate times. And each time she said, absolutely not. And of course, this was way, way, way back in the years of the trees, which was before the First Age, YT, you could call it, specifically between the years 1400 and 1450 YT, because 1450 is the year when Fëanor completed the Silmarils. So we are talking many thousands of years before the Fellowship arrived in Lothlórien.
Since Galadriel has the gift of sight, do you think she knew that Fëanor was going to be a greedy fucker and didn't want to give her hair
up? Yeah, I think very likely she did. You could say she saw right through him. However, Gimli is much wider than Fëanor, and she could not see all the way to the other side of Gimli.
Oh.
Yeah, a little Augustus Gloop callback there. So here we are, thousands of years later, and this little upstart Gimli comes along. This young buck who was approximately 140 at this point, by the
way. And just filthy too.
The third age got wild, man. Anyway, oh wait, sorry, it was the second age that had the Numenorian orgies. So yeah, so Gimli asks once for one hair, and she says yes and gives him three. Yeah. So there's not really much more to say here that specifically comes from Tolkien's writing. There's just some hearsay about it, some summarization, but the essence of it is essentially the difference between the two people who asked for the hair and their intentions in their asking for it.
And Gimli Galadriel asked Gimli what he would do with it, and he just wanted to cherish it, pretty much, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was humble, and like, yeah, he wasn't asking for it for like the greedy reason to be like, that's got the trees in it. And Gimli promises to set the hairs in crystal. However, there's no mention I could find whatsoever in like all the like, what happened to this character after Lord of the Rings, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it never actually says when or where he did that, if he ever got around to it.
Oh boy, spoiler territory here, but I wonder if Fëanor is in the Undying Lands.
I see where you're going with this. Well, actually, yeah. I at the end here, I was like, I think it might be up to us, Mike, to speculate whether or not this was like a posthumous fuck you to Fëanor. Like Galadriel, like maybe didn't necessarily know that Gimli was going to ask for this, but it was like, yeah, definitely, I'll give you three because I used to know this prick.
And just laughing because she knows in like 100 years or so, this is all going to pay off for her.
She's going to be there to see the look on his face.
Yes. She has to get to the Undying Lands before other people.
Yeah, man. So that's it.
I would say that was great, Madam.
Well, yeah, I would like to. Did you know about this, Mike?
I did. Yeah, I did know about that.
Oh, this is actually all news to me.
Oh, cool. I think I might have like teased at it a while ago because I read it and I thought that's pretty cool.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, fair enough. Yeah, I did not realize that any of it. So thank you for assigning this, Mike. We've unearthed a dusty old Madam.
Yeah, some actually interesting knowledge in the Madam House.
You say that like that doesn't happen every time.
It's like 30% maybe.
There's an eye-opener and no mistake.
Sightseeing with Sam, the segment where we discuss what was new to Sam as he travels Middle-earth from top to bottom. Mike, what sights did you see that Sam saw?
Well, Corey, I saw Sam seeing that water wasn't actually all that bad.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. He got on a nice boat with his best buddy and the coolest guy he knows. And
wait, is that two separate people? Like his best buddy being Frodo and the coolest guy he knows being Aragorn?
yeah,
Okay.
that's fair, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was just making sure.
He saw a giant bird boat, which he probably really appreciated. Got some dirt to carry around too, which makes him feel more at home while he's on his boat.
Yeah, actually.
Box of dirt in the boat.
That box of dirt is like a therapy dog for him.
I bet it is. He just pets it. Yeah, so that's what I saw Sam seeing. What did you see Sam seeing?
Oh, that's excellent. Mike, Sam saw rope.
Right.
And yeah, and he made a very, very, very extremely vague reference to the fact that his family is a rope making family.
Yeah, I really wish that I had given you that, Madam, because it's a good one.
It's I was like I don't know. I obviously no one was around that I could be like, hey, check it out, he's talking about rope making. But I was very excited when I read it.
I feel like at some point we discussed Sam's rope making roots. This doesn't feel like the first time it's come up, but it was also in passing.
Yeah, it might have been in a Matham.
Oh, you know what? It might have been. Were
Yeah.
we talking about like the naming conventions or?
Oh, something like that. Yeah. And then I think the Gamgee family tree came up.
I think so. Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and there was like some weird pun that Tolkien made that yeah, I don't know. I can't remember now. If I search this 51 page document, I'm sure I would find it.
Roll F rope.
Okay, hang on.
Don't do it. I don't want to
No,
know.
I'm gonna do it. Rope. Find all. What? It didn't work.
Oh, well, there we go. We're good.
Maybe, I guess I never even hear where I wrote rope making. Oh, that's it. That's the only one. That's the
Okay.
only one.
Huh. Well, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Could have been one of my Mathams.
Maybe. Well, anyhow, yeah, he saw rope and it was great. Sightseeing Museum.
The only time he was happy all chapter was when he was discussing rope.
Yeah, yeah, actually, definitely.
What did he get upset? He got upset about the boats. He got upset about what was the other thing?
I don't know. He probably got upset with Boromir threatening Frodo.
um. Oh, the magic capes that he now has to wear with elven magic. That was another thing he wasn't very happy about.
Yeah, definitely not. Yeah, not after his very personal run-in with Elven Magic.
Yeah. Didn't he want to punch Galadriel?
He was definitely weeping and cursing. We know that.
I think he might have like walked away and been like, I oughta.
Cast it into the fire!
Fan casted into the fire, where we discuss our fan cast of a character from this chapter.
I feel better when you stumble over the introductions, because I feel like I do it every time.
You know, if we were more professional, we would have a written introduction for each of these, but I like winging it.
It makes it more interesting.
I think so, because yeah, also that doesn't corner us into any one thing. So, Corey, who have you cast?
Well, Mike, okay, actually, I have a question. Is it Celeborn or Celeborn?
I said both during my summary because I don't know.
Okay, cool. Perfect. I think at some point on some Tolkien-esque thing, I was looking at Celebrian, and I clicked the pronounce button, and it was like Celebrian.
Could be. Boy, I was way off.
I don't know. Well, a different character, who I don't recall at the moment.
But you've listened to the audiobook, and I have not.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. You know what? I've been listening to it for a couple chapters now. I'm gonna say Celeborn. So just yeah.
You know what? There is a recording of J.R.R. himself reading it, so we could probably get it right to the source.
Yeah, probably, yeah. I've oh God, I almost said VHS. I'm an audio cassette of some of those recordings.
Oh wow. I listened to the Charge of the Rohirrim the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's out there. It's on YouTube with like movie anyway, what's on topic here? Sorry.
Okay, yeah. This was a tough one. Perhaps obviously it was Celeborn that I was going to cast. It was tough because I don't like him that much as a character. He certainly did our boy Gimli dirty. And I don't forgive that easily. Okay, so I got thinking that we need an actor who can be calm one moment, perhaps creepily so, and fly off the handle in a terrifying rage in the next moment.
Oh, and I stole John Goodman from you.
Oh dear God, that'd be quite something. Imagine. Oh, okay. Let's all just take a second to picture like the scene where they enter the Elven Hall after they've climbed up the main Malorn tree for approximately 35 minutes. Of screen time, 35 minutes of screen time of just them climbing, and then they enter the hall and Tilda Swinton is sitting next to John Goodman. But no, Barleyman Butterbur was not present at this. So blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, I don't want to regret this because this is a good cast. Hopefully we don't need him later. but I had to consider who would be married to Tilda Swinton. And I was thinking, Mike, what do you think of Mads Mikkelsen?
Pretty perfect. Yeah.
He's kind of scary. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know him from much aside from Rogue One.
I highly recommend the series Hannibal, though it is heavy. It's wild. He's fantastic in it and terrifying.
Okay.
If anyone, yeah.
That's something I have to watch by myself, but that's fine.
Yes, I also watched it by myself. It's very, very good. But yeah, but it sort of plays into the like quiet, acceptable person in society, and then murderous psychopath.
Yeah, I've seen pretty much nothing that he's in aside from Rogue One. Isn't that wild?
Yes, it is.
I will draw you, Saruman, as poison is drawn from a wound.
I will draw you, Saruman. So the segment where we discuss the chapter illustration that we did for the chapter. Mike, it was your turn. I'm very excited to see what you got.
I'm just sending it to you now. I haven't looked at it since last night, and it's not quite finished, but it's close.
I've received your text. I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
Okay. Real-time reactions here. Oh, with the 3 hairs. Oh, I love it. It's Gimli weeping. And Mike, what was your inspiration for this? This is
so kind of Disney-ish, but not quite. I was looking at a lot of illustrations that didn't use line work, and I was really struggling to pull it together without line work. I realized that I lean heavily into line work for this kind of thing.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so Thursday night, it was not going well. And I asked my lovely wife, please tell me everything is going to be okay. And I showed it to her, and she told me I needed to start over. So yesterday I started over.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
It needs something, not quite there, but hopefully by the time I post it, it'll be there.
Oh yeah, it'll be there, dear listeners. Believe you me.
It's like almost there. I think he's not sad enough as part of it. And his jerkin needs a little more definition, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but that's Gimli.
Yeah, I love the idea of just of just yeah, him with those 3 hairs. Because yeah. Those 3 hairs are extremely significant, and we have to keep in mind that each hair God, Galadriel. Okay, sorry. Let me collect my thoughts here. If a regular fucking elf can use his hair to string a bow that could take out an orc at 1,000 paces, Galadriel's hair is light years beyond that.
Has she ever cut it, do you think?
Probably not. I doubt it.
Does it fall out eventually, or is it the length of her?
I feel like an elf could mentally choose how long their hair grows, but I really don't know if it falls out on its own.
Interesting.
Yeah, man. So that's those are significant items.
Yeah, I think I maybe need to redraw Gimli in this and just go looser with it. I think he needs to be looser, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Was there a particular when you talk about working without line work, was there a particular specific illustration or style that you were thinking of?
Yeah, I'll send you it after.
Okay, excellent.
It's on the Instagram. I was following this Disney artist. I had this idea in my head and I couldn't find. Do you ever do this where you can picture it, but you can't find an example when you're looking for it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I found something that was close, and I was like, I'll adapt what I was thinking to this. Yeah.
You know what it makes me think of now that we're talking about it? I don't even know if they still do this, but like in the sort of earlier days of Pixar, their like pre-production artwork was so beautiful. They like someone would do like pastel drawings of like all the storyboards to like plan out the color.
Yeah, I have a Incredibles book
Oh yeah,
with
yeah,
that kind
yeah.
of thing in it. Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, it's a beautiful work goes into the pre-production of those things. Yeah, exceptional artwork. And yeah, I think a lot of that is like it's sort of done. It's very, I don't know. It reminds me of what you're working on here, like sort of like sketchy.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going with it. And like a lot of times they repurpose that work for storybooks.
Oh, interesting.
When they do like, like a Lion King book or whatever, The Incredibles, what's his name's Big Day Out kind of deal.
Yeah, that makes sense. That stuff like definitely, yeah, that makes sense that they do that because that stuff deserves to be seen.
Yeah.
Well, that has been episode 20. Thank you for listening to That Hobbit Shit with Mike and Corey. You can find us on Instagram at That Hobbit Shit. You can find us on Twitter at Hobbit Shit. You can email us thathobbitshit@gmail.com if you're ever drinking a fucking beer that is IBU higher than 65. Please let us know, especially if you're Canadian. And what else? Oh yeah, patreon.com/thathobbitshit. There is a growing number of swag available for Patreon supporters. But stickers, t-shirts, and posters to come. And thanks for listening. Thank you to our Patreon supporters, Chris, Nicole, Jeremy, and Judy. Thank you very much for listening. I'm Corey.
And I'm Mike.
And may the hair on your
toes never fall out.
never fall out.
Yeah.